So as mentioned, the 29th anniversary of those very first democratic elections, and President Ramaphosa is going to lead the Freedom Day celebrations at the Manzil Park Stadium in Klerksdorp. How far has the country come under democratic government, though? How much have we really achieved? Are citizens, are we enjoying the fruits of this freedom? Well, eNCA's Moloko Moloto is in Klerksdorp for us, joining us now. Also there for us, Pule, Letshiwiti-Jones. I think let's start with Moloko this morning, though. Hello to you, Moloko. Just give us a sense then of what the preparations are like.
Good morning, Gareth Edwards. Yes, indeed, Freedom Day. It's been 29 years since the dawn of democracy. Of course, we have seen much improvement from the years, decades of segregation, decades of discrimination by the minority government that had decided that certain people within our population would not have rights. And of course, with the dawn of democracy, we have also seen the enactment of the Constitution in 1996, the final Constitution. Of course, that followed negotiations, and South Africans, majority of them obviously for the first time started to have human rights. They have had an opportunity of enjoying the right to life and dignity and a whole lot of other values that come with freedom. And over the years, obviously, we have seen government leading this national celebrations of National Freedom Day. And today, of course, it's going to be the same. The President of the Republic, Cyril Ramaphosa, will be leading those particular celebrations here in the mining town of Klerksdorp in the Northwest Province. We expect the program to start a little bit later this morning, but let's speak to those who are also part of these preparations. Nikki Wenam is the Executive Mayor of the Dr. Kenneth Kaunda District Municipality. Ma'am, thank you so much for your time. Tell us about the preparations here. We see everybody is busy here.
Yes, thank you very much. Definitely we have the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture at a national level, including the provincial government and the local municipalities in Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, pulling together all stops to make sure that the commemoration of the significant day in South Africa that marked the beginning of a life recognized of its people and its citizens. We've done so much. We appreciate the fact that we have been selected as the host, and I think that significantly it says a lot about the historic contribution of this Dr. Kenneth Kaunda District Municipality, its people and its resources that have carried for longer than 300 years. I think the apartheid regime's economy was on the shoulders of this district. The massive excavation of your gold in this area that built the Western countries, by the way. And I think that the recognition and the remembrance and the commemoration at this point in this district does says a lot to the people of this district to say, you may have unwittingly contributed to the development of the West and its people, but we have an opportunity now.
Let's bring it closer to home then, Executive Mayor, and say the cost of living is just too high for a lot of people. The price of petrol, the price of food. In many ways, a lot of people are also not employed. And some would say, is it still worth celebrating when we are so hard pressed?
When the people are not able to pull together and talk to each other, that's when there's going to be catastrophe. Celebrating this day could take different forms and shape. People may not come here, but the majority of them needs to understand what is in the plan. What is it that government is
I hear that. I'm just talking about the conditions that people, poverty and all that.
I'm coming to the condition. The people of South Africa and consistently our government has acknowledged that we have a challenge in a growth of the economy that is not producing the desired outcomes in terms of jobs. The structural setup of our economic system is not necessarily working, and we have acknowledged it as government. And that has been said. it is the people that has got the contribution to say, what is it that we can do moving forward? And we need the space.
Yeah, you are the leaders. What do we do, especially in a province that is so rich with the minerals? What should happen?
What is going to happen, not should, what is going to happen, that which we are working on, is the redefinition of the terms of the game. What is, when we allow investors to come into South Africa, what are the terms, the new terms, that would work better for the people, for the localities and its people? So we are working on restructuring, repositioning, and making sure that there's purpose and there's benefit to the locals. Because the critical issue that we have always been talking about is not only beneficiation, it's ownership of the means of production, and we need to start somewhere. And we acknowledge as a government, particularly in Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, through our district development agency that we've set up, we will be able to pull everyone together so that we are players in the space.
Yeah, let's talk about the tangible issues in your district municipality and even in the local municipality, the three of them in your district. One of them, where we are, the city of Matlosana, it owes the Midvaal Water Board about 1.5 billion rand, and separately it owes Eskom 1.6 billion rand. And we now know that just a few days ago, Eskom was granted a court order to attach the bank account of this municipality of city of Matlosana. And I know separation of responsibilities, as a separate council, you are at the district level, there's no big brother syndrome here. However, in terms of the intergovernmental relations, you also have a huge role to assist where there are problems. How do you work together, both as the local and the district municipality, and also as the province, to assist those that are struggling?
The expectation by the people has placed enormous responsibility on our locals. On the one hand, you have a population whose 56% is unemployed, and they are getting the services. They understand and know that they ought to pay for the services, but there's no income for them to do that. Our indigent register has grown. On the other hand, we can't say to our people we are not able to provide you with water, electricity, and the basics that we require. So we need to balance with the resources, the limited resources that we have. All our municipalities are balancing, and they are able to move together in terms of understanding that let's pay what we can. But we have said recently in the IGR forum, in the District Development Model Forum, and we have had a discussion in terms of bringing solutions into revenue collection, bringing solutions into how can we make our people to be able to understand, but also creating an awareness on our people, advocating to our people that the little that we can, flat rate amounts, whether it's 20 rands, whether it's 50 rand, it does have a contribution, because it's not only those issues, it's issues of sustainability of the basic services that we've provided.
Lastly, ma'am, I have to ask you this question. There were reports that you, as the executive mayor, had an issue with some of the senior officials where allegedly you even insulted them. And when we talk of freedom, we are also talking about values of dignity. Can you clarify what you said to them? And because your spokesperson did indicate that an independent law firm is investigating that particular matter, some people are going to say our leaders are even violating values such as dignity that go hand in glove with the freedoms that we ought to be enjoying. What happened?
The very commemoration talks about us protecting the freedom of our employees, lodging various issues that they are displeasure or that they are not happy about at the workplace. That matter, as part of the protecting the freedom that we are celebrating today, we will be definitely talking about it in the Labour Court.
Nikiwe Nam is the executive mayor of the Dr. Kenneth Kaunda District Municipality.
Yeah, Moloto, quite right. So while it is Freedom Day and much to celebrate, of course, quite right with your line of questioning, there's also a lot that still needs to be fixed and answered for Moloko. You stay where you are for the moment. So I'm going to head out to another part of Klerksdorp this morning. Pule, Letshiwiti-Jones, a very different picture where you are, the Jacaranda informal settlement, I understand. And I don't imagine residents there are celebrating the way that government is celebrating today.
Yeah, definitely. Residents here believe that the mayor of the city of Matlosana local municipality hasn't been here for quite some time. They allege he only comes here during the imbizos where the president will be available, and definitely not visiting them to try and find out what are some of the issues here which are of course affecting them. Now we know that there are literally of challenges here which residents have been complaining about, including incomplete RDP projects, not having water, access to water and clean sanitation, and of course electricity. If I pan on my left hand side, you can see that there's just an old folk here who is about to go collect some water on the other end of this area here. He has to travel for about at least 2 kilometers to go and get clean water with those resources he has there and bottles he has there to try and of course have his family have water before they begin in the morning. But I'm joined by some of the residents here who will paint a picture of what I'm trying to explain here when they say there isn't access to service delivery. Let me start off with the residents here. Papa, thank you very much for joining us.
Yes, this is a sufficient evidence that can confirm, according to society fighting against poverty, whereby normally we are struggling with water. When we're struggling with water, we have to move 2 kilos from here to fetch water. The mayors also, he did not come for us. He did lie to us and says that he will deliver some certain taps to. He will bring some certain taps that near for us, so then we can have water closer than we can go far from where we stay. We stay in a human settlement, where this human settlement is a human settlement for 5 years, more than 5 years also. But they says that they will come and build RDPs, whereby there is no money for RDP up to so far. We are sick and tired with lying of mayors and all these people that are coming from us and come to lie for us. Because now the president is coming today here. He come to tell us he don't know what he's going to say. But the only thing that we wanted to hear from the president is that what can he do to put African back into their consideration by means of passing as part of liberation.
Are you going to attend the Freedom Day celebrations today at the Manzil Park Stadium?
No. I can't attend the Freedom Day because to me is a sad day. To me is a sad day. I won't be able to attend that Freedom Day.
Why?
Okay, thank you, Ntati.
Yeah.
Now, as a concerned resident of 10C Jacaranda,
yeah,
it's been a long time we are staying here. We don't have water, sanitation. They don't collect our dustbins or whatever you can call it. And the mayor usually comes here when it is an imbizo, or even also our local councillor. It is DA. He doesn't usually come also because he's a white person. He doesn't come here.
What does Freedom Day mean to you as a young person in this country?
Yeah, Freedom Day as a young person is a good thing to us because our forefathers fought for us for this freedom of today. But we were not part on that freedom. We want to experience our freedom. They experienced their own freedom. Today we want to see our own freedom. After 94, we want to see our own freedom. They fought before 94. Now we are fighting after 94 us.
How long have you been living here in this informal settlement? Because I saw there are incomplete RDP houses, a project worth 2 billion rand not complete today. We're told the provincial government is delaying. How long have you been here for?
Here I have 6 years living here. And majority of these people came in 2010. Before me, there are people who came before me here. The people that I found here.
Mama, mama, as a woman living here, how's the crime here?
Yo, papa, you want to blala maka, ne? Ha ke batla go blala maka re sokola thata ha le sempikinyana. Ke di toilete ya ka re batho ba bo me re dirisa di payet. di-bucket tse re di tshela mo e leng gore go dula mongwe le mongwe teng wa utlwa gore e yang hape fo ka yana smele seo re dula le bana mo di-two-roomong re 7 wa utlwa gore yang ga go tle gore re distanceng ra sokola metsi re na le almost a month no yana re tlola mo R503 ra ko garageng ra go tsaya metsi ka matsogo di-20 liter tseo
Moetapele President Cyril Ramaphosa wa fitla today lo motlhakela
a nna gona mo ke tsenang teng nna gona mo ke tsenang teng ka gore ga ntirele le next ga ke gore re kry-a dilo hela ga e leng gore go na le mongwe e leng gore wa tla ke mo e leng gore ba itse gore attenda teng ntle le mo ga gona next.
Abutaka, do you share the same sentiments? Are you also not attending the celebrations today at the stadium?
Well, with the feelings and the sadness that is among all the people that are living here, I don't see why is the reason to attend the Freedom Day, particularly in the area that we live in, that there's no water, there's no sanitation. It's unfortunate. Then I cannot market any company, but for the municipality and other municipality that I've been living at, where the informal settlement are there, I've seen some sanitation processes. Then the municipality buy the toilets for the residents, but for the Matlosana municipality, why they don't buy the toilet for the resident and services the toilet for the residents here? It's sad. Then there's no reason to go and say we celebrate the Freedom Day, where the blood of our forefathers, our grandparents has been shed, and others we don't know. Even today, we don't know where the whereabouts of our brothers who have been killed for this democracy. And to attend the such in a sad way that our in a living condition that we are in here, that will be injustice for us to attend the Freedom Day, whereas we are not free. As far as our living condition here are concerned, there's been a project there's been a high negligence from the municipality to ourselves here. The municipality has neglected the people of this area. The municipality has a delaying tactics of moving the people to the stands. There's an available stands of 1,200 that are already there. That the only thing that needs to be done is to take the people here to move them to the stands. There's a delaying tactics from which side from the municipality we don't know. We're still waiting for the contractor to finish the job. There's unfortunate the contractor has paid the people from his own pocket for 2 months. Then even myself, I can hold my horses, and if I were the contractor myself, to stop the project and seek for money. The municipality and the province, they don't pay the contractor. There's some houses there that have been finished, but the people can go inside those houses because the contractor can't open the house because he is not paid. Then we don't know who's to blame. The mayor, he can lie to the people of South Africa when he said some minutes ago that he moves around. He moves around only on the imbizos. He have never set his foot here in Jakarta.
When last did you see the mayor here?
We have never seen the mayor.
You haven't seen him?
Yeah.
No, there was an Imbizo last month. You was here.
Last month?
Yes.
Imbizo?
Yes.
Well, thank you very much. Those are the residents who are chatting to us, Gareth, saying that they are quite disappointed with the movements of the mayor as well, who hasn't been here for quite some time. But most importantly, they're complaining about the service delivery issues, which includes unfinished RGB projects, not having access to clean water, and of course sanitation, but also saying that electricity, there isn't no electricity. They're living here in very, very harsh conditions, and they want a response. They feel that there isn't any significance of celebrating Freedom Day today, but most importantly, some are even saying they will not be attending the Freedom Day celebrations that will be taking place, where the President, Cyril Ramaphosa, is expected to address.
Quite right, and understandably so, when you have to live your reality like that every single day. The government, of course, will say a lot has been done, a lot is being done, but as you can hear from residents at Jacaranda informal settlement just near Klerksdorp as well, where the celebrations are taking place, not too far from there, are saying it's a very different picture. Pule, Letshiwiti-Jones, thank you very much. I'm sure we'll come back to you later. That'll certainly be part of our coverage today, not just the Freedom Day celebrations, where we are expecting to hear the President to address the nation, but certainly speaking to communities and individuals around the country throughout today to get a real sense of what it's like on their Freedom Day and how they're celebrating it, if they're even celebrating at all.